Okay, I'm Caroline Armange. I'm a Senior Admission Advisor for Advanced Master's programs at ISAE-SUPAERO. And I especially in charge of young graduates applicants. And I'm pleased to welcome Romain Buquet. Romain, please, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you, Caroline. Hello, everyone. I am Romain Buquet. A few words about me because it has an impact on the Advanced Master that you will be presented today. I was born and raised in an engineer family. My father graduated from ISAE-SUPAERO some time ago, actually. But I graduated from a business school. I was the lame duck of the family, you know. And from my first 14 years of professional experience, I've been amazed at the difference. Why do we train on the one side engineers in engineering school and on the other side businessmen in business school? We need both. We need both type of skills. My professional experience include transforming organizations at Accenture, for instance, and several successful entrepreneurship creation. So I'm a serial entrepreneur. And in all those experiences, I noticed that the key success factor was being surrounded by the right type of people with the right type of skills. So I also have an academic experience. I taught innovation and entrepreneurship in 10 different schools, both engineering schools like École Polytechnique or business school like ESCP Business School. And I had my PhD on entrepreneurship in 2020. And my ambition here at SUPAERO, ISAE-SUPAERO, is to train leaders with both type of skills. So take engineers that want to transform things and teach them some important skills linked to the business side, soft skills, creativity, innovation, market, entrepreneurship, all those things that will make you great change makers, I guess. This is it for me, Caroline.
Thank you, Romain. So this presentation will be divided into 5 parts. First, I will make a presentation of ISAE-SUPAERO's institute. Then I will provide you general information about Advanced Master's programs. Then Romain will provide you with all the details regarding the Innovation, Entrepreneurship and Management Advanced Master. We'll talk then about the admission process. And finally, last but not least, there will be a Q&A session. By the way, don't hesitate to ask your question in the chat box of Zoom from now. Thank you. So let's start. ISAE-SUPAERO is a world leader in aerospace engineering higher education. It was created in 1909. It's a public institution under the authority of the Ministry of Armed Forces. It is located in Toulouse, in France, which is the European capital of aeronautics and space. And our main mission today, the main mission of the institute, is to train the next engineers, the engineers who will have to meet the innovative and sustainable challenges of the air transport and the space exploration, but not only, we'll see that with the IEM Advanced Master. As a result, research has a strong place on our campus. Effectively, we have 5 research departments in which 200 researchers work. Usually, each year, we welcome about 1,900 students, of which 35% are foreign students. And we are about to reach 25,000 graduates who are located in 65 different countries all over the world. So since we have just talked about alumni, here is a small sample of them. some of the most famous. We have Marcel Dassault, who founded Dassault Aviation. We also have Guillaume Faury, who is the current CEO of Airbus. We also have startup founders, for example, Benoît Lemeignan, who is CEO and co-founder of Vercor. Vercor produces low-carbon batteries. We also have Romain Moulin, who is the CEO of Exotech. Exotech produces robots which provide assistance for warehouse issues. And Éloi Guillotin, who is CEO and co-founder of Beyond Aero, which designs hydrogen aircraft for long distance. We also are very proud to have space explorers among our alumni. The most famous one is Thomas Pesquet. And more recently, Sophie Adenau was selected by the European Space Agency and will be the next astronaut going to space. So Toulouse is the European aerospace capital. It's obvious when you have a look at the map on your right. We are surrounded by all the main actors of the aeronautics and space industry. As a result, we have strong links with these companies, and it is as a result, we also have we benefit from the support of 250 companies. We also benefit from partnerships. We have about 30 partnerships, and no surprise, our partners are Airbus, Safran, MBDA, Daher, Thales, Alenia Space, Airbus Defence and Space, and so on. These strong links have a strong impact on our programs. Effectively, our advanced master's programs are built with and for these companies. In fact, we meet them twice a year, and we analyze their needs, and our programs are made to respond, to answer these needs. And another important element is that 75% of classes are taught by professionals in activity. So on ISAE-SUPAERO's campus, we provide an outstanding working environment to our students. Here is a small sample of these cutting-edge equipments. For example, we have flight simulators, we have a drone platform, we have anechoic rooms, white rooms, dedicated to the design of nanosatellites. We also have a fleet of flight planes for flight tests. Eventually, we have an INTRApreneurship Fab Lab and incubator, but Romain will provide all the details about this INTRApreneurship later in the presentation. Our campus also is a really great place to live. It has an area of 22 hectares. We have a brand new learning center. We also have 6 new student residencies. And what is important is that we have recently obtained the Welcome to France label, which attests to the quality of our welcome on the campus. And another free service, which is really important for foreign students, is the Toolbox service, which will support all the students in the whole administrative process at their arrival in France. So after hard working days, you can also relax. We have many sports facilities on the campus. For example, we have a swimming pool, we have tennis court, we have a climbing wall, and so on. And you can really practice all the sports you want to, such as boxing, rowing, diving, and so on. The student life is very rich. We also offer an access to over 100 students club and association. Of course, we have many clubs dedicated to aeronautics and space, such as Drones Club, Aero Modelings Club, Robotics Club, Space Club, and so on, but also clubs dedicated to other topics such as arts or the organization of special events. So Toulouse, as mentioned before, is the European capital of aeronautics and space. It's about 1 hour and 15 minutes by plane from Paris. We have the Mediterranean Sea not far away as well, and the mountain to enjoy skiing. And it has been Toulouse has been voted first student city in France several times over the last years. So it's really a very charming and attractive city. Okay, so what is an advanced master? The information I will provide you now is general information. It's not only on the IEM advanced master. So an advanced master is a label of specialization accredited by Conférence des Grandes Écoles. It ensures the quality of the program. Especially at ISAE-SUPAERO, advanced master's programs are high-level scientific or managerial programs which are recognized by professionals. They are one-year programs. They are divided into 2 semesters. So the first semester is an academic semester. Classes and lectures are led by ISAE-SUPAERO's professors, but also, as already mentioned, by professionals in activity in the industry. The second semester will be dedicated to the professional thesis. So it can be an internship, but if you have the opportunity, it can also be a temporary or permanent job. You can perform your professional thesis in a company or in a laboratory, in France or abroad, and it is concluded by an oral defense in front of a jury. Here is a career survey. What is the most important to know, the key figure of this career survey is that 80% of our graduates found their job before being graduated. So the employment is very strong after being graduated of an advanced master, even before. No surprise, the employment business sectors are aeronautics, of course, space, but also IT, defense, telecommunications, and so on. The main recruiters are Airbus, Safran, Acodis, the European Space Agency, Ariane Group, and Thales. Usually our graduates stay in Toulouse because since it's the European capital of aeronautics and space, there are many job opportunities in Toulouse, here in Toulouse. And the average salary after an advanced master is about 43,000 euros a year. Another free service, which is really useful, not only during your studies, but during your whole career. This is the Career Center. This is a team which will help you in all the process to find an internship or a job. So to prepare your resume, your cover letter, to prepare interviews. And what is interesting also is that they organize many events all year long. So there are recruitment days dedicated to one company a day. For example, we have an Airbus Day or a Dassault Day or Ariane Group Day. So it's very interesting because this is the HR of these companies who come on the campus to recruit our students. They also organize lectures on various topics. Recently, we have had a lecture on the theme reusable and eco-responsible launches. Now I give the floor to Romain. It's the presentation of the IEM Advanced Master. Thank you, Romain.
Thank you very much, Caroline. So I took a look at the people participating in the webinar, and I'm quite excited because you come from all around the world, and we have people from very different backgrounds. Even if most of you are engineers, it's in very different areas. Approximately one third of the participants today are still students. So I have a question for you. What did you miss? What do you lack? What you didn't have during your studies that you want to find in this Advanced Master? This is a first question. Feel free to share in the chat so that I know a little bit more about you. And the other 2/3 of the people registered today are young professionals. And I think it's a bold move when you're a professional to say, I'm going to go back to studies because I want to get better. I want to improve myself. I want to grow faster. And I have the same questions for you. Why are you here? What are you trying to take out from this Advanced Master that you think you would need as a professional? So this is just 2 introductory questions. Feel free to share some thoughts in the chat. Then I'm going to tell you the questions that we worked on to build this Advanced Master. As I mentioned earlier, we are training engineers with a very specific set of skills in engineering schools to build the best technical product to overcome the hardest technical challenges. And then in business schools, we are training students that we know how to assess a client need, how to manage an innovative project, how to take a product to the market. And for us, it makes no sense because you have you cannot separate those skills. You cannot build a product if you don't know the market and the client needs. And you cannot market something if you don't have the rigor, the methodology, and the ability to build the best product that an engineer can have. So we built this master around 3 different skills. The first ones are everything that is related to innovative technologies and in ideation. Okay, so the idea is that you will have the opportunity to have state-of-the-art presentation on the latest technologies like drones and autonomous vehicles, advanced materials, 3D printing, neuroergonomics, spatial data treatment, artificial intelligence, of course, hydrogen, blockchain, sustainable development. All of them will be presented by the top researchers in their fields, so that you have a broad vision of the different technologies that you can. Thank you for your comments in the chat. So you have a broad overview of the technologies that you could implement to solve problems. And then some ideation and exploration skills like design thinking courses, creativity, open innovation, and management of innovation. This will be the first skills, the first step in this Advanced Master, approximately 100 hours. The second one, you have the idea, you have the technology, but then you need to transform it into a project, which means building a team. So you'll have courses on project management, lean methodology, agile methodology, how to answer a call for tender, how to assess risk and opportunities, how to be a project manager, how to, and the related soft skills that you need. How to learn management, negotiation, pitching. Okay, those are important skills, how to sell your ideas and to convince people to work with you. Collective intelligence, communication, leadership, all those soft skills will help you build this project. So, and then this takes us to the third part of the Advanced Master. You have an idea, you have a project and a team. How do you make it real? How do you introduce a new product on the market? How do you transform an organization from the inside? So either as an entrepreneur or as what we call an intrapreneur, which means joining an established company and leading an innovative project inside this company. And in this third chapter, you'll see most of the most useful and advanced topics that we cover in a business school, like investments choices, accountability, market study, innovation marketing, public and private financing, industrial property, what we have, lean startup, of course, and I will not go through all of this. So this makes a coherent program, and you will apply, it's not courses only, it's not only courses, you will all year long work in team on what we call the fil rouge. So it's going to be one project, one entrepreneurial project, innovative project that you will lead in teams for 6 months. So in an advanced master, you're not anymore a student. Attending courses and listening to the teacher is not enough. We expect you to build things. If we want to train transformative leaders, you need to start building as soon as you enter the MS IEM. So the Fil Rouge project is an entrepreneurial project where you can apply everything you've seen in the courses during the year. And at the end, you have a business plan, you pitch your project to investors, and some teams decide to take their project further and to build a real company. I'll get back to this later, but this is an overview, global overview of what you will learn during this this master. Caroline, can you go to the next slide, please?
Yes, of course.
Basically, we want you to develop an innovative and entrepreneurial spirit by learning how to manage technological innovation projects from the original idea to market launch. And you'll see sometimes it involves forgetting what you've been taught as an engineer. This is one of the hardest parts of the master, but some things will be very counterintuitive to you, and we'll be here to help you work on that. And you'll see the power of some methods to build a project and to transform things, basically. And we can move on to the next slide. We have a common core of classes. Caroline already spoke about this briefly. So 350 hours of classes during over 6 months on campus here at Toulouse, the most beautiful city in the world, as you've seen in the pictures. And then you have a professional thesis. One of you asked the question when you registered for the webinar, you said, how is this master help me start my professional career? The career starts or continues during the master, because already in March, you have the opportunity and you will have to work in an organization. It can be an internship, it can be a job contract in a company, and even every year, some students decide to work on their own startup. So they have help and tools and an incubator here at SUPAERO to develop their own startup. And this will take another 4 to 6 months before you present a professional thesis based on this experience, and you graduate from the master. We can move on. A few words about the 2020, 2021, and 2022 graduates. Most advanced master are designed to train you for a very specific position, job position, okay? And this MS IEM is different. It will open a broad variety of opportunities to you. As you see, a third of those graduates work in small companies. 40% of them joined large companies like Capgemini, Airbus, Sanofi, KPMG, or we'll see them later. So you have a diversity of organization that you can join, and you have a diversity of position that you can take. You can be chief engineer, you can be consultant, program manager, business analyst, or co-founder of your own project. Okay, this is the interest of this advanced master, that it helps you. You have the tools and the weapons to transform and to build innovative projects in a variety of contexts. And we can move on to the next slide. Caroline briefly mentioned the in-house space. In-house space is both a fab lab, where you have access to state-of-the-art machines for 3D printing, 3D designs, electronics, wood prototyping, everything you can find in the best fab labs. And it's also an incubator for all the entrepreneurial projects that are born within ISAE-SUPAERO. And here you have mentors, you have office spaces, you have group training, you have events with investors. So everything you can find in an incubator. And this is right in the middle of the campus. And obviously you'll have a full access to the enough space when you are in the MS IEM. We can, of course, then some startups hosted at ISAE-SUPAERO. I will not describe all of them. I'll just mention that we have a diversity of topics, and we have a diversity of intensity in technology intensity. Okay, the main aspect is to solve the main objective when you build a startup is to answer a real problem, okay, for a client, and to create value for this client. The objective is not to have the most beautiful technology or the most perfect product, but the ability to, sorry, I'm getting lost between my screens. Getting the ability to answer a client need with real value. So a few words about ELDA technology that is dear to my heart, because it used to be a project, a fil rouge project created by students in the MS IEM. And after the MS, they kept on working on the project, and now it's a fully fledged startup with the first clients, and they just raised 150,000 euros from their first investors. So ELDA technology, they offer a data processing platform for monitoring snow cover and rationalizing artificial snow production. I'll also say a few words about Virage H2. Virage H2 was created by another student, and they develop a hybrid powertrain. Basically, in the hydrogen motorization for airplanes, you have two competing technologies that have different uses, and they're trying to hybridize those technologies to make it much more feasible. So here we have a big technology effort, but also a strong aspect in relation to the market. And Virage H2 was created by Joseph Risson. They raised, they got better than raising capital. They got a grant from a foundation of 1 million euro to develop their project. And this foundation called Lopez Loretta finances grants for students from only 4 different schools in the world, which is ETH Zurich, EPFL Lausanne, École Polytechnique Paris, and ISAE-SUPAERO. So if you're a student from all those schools, including a MS IEM student, you can apply for this grant of €1 million for your project. So just for this opportunity, I think it could be a good idea to try and apply for the MS IEM. Moving on to the next slide, we have startups that have left ISAE-SUPAERO but were created. So the previous one were always still on campus. You'll get to meet them. Those ones have taken off. And Ascendance Flight Technology was built by Jean-Christophe Lambert, who is an alumni from the MS IEM. And they develop a hybrid electric propulsion technology for sustainable aircraft. And they have raised, if I'm not mistaken, 60 million euros so far. So very promising project on the transition for the aerospace sector. There are plenty of startups. Here we have selected the startups in the aerospace domain, but the MSI IEM is really open to a large variety of subjects. And actually, Caroline briefly mentioned in the introduction, Benoît Lemeignan of Vercors, so the largest fundraising startup in the French tech is Vercors. They are building batteries. They are building a gigafactory of batteries. And he's an alumni from ISAE-SUPAERO, so nothing to see with the aerospace domain. But we thrive also outside of this sector. Moving on to the next slide. So Sylvain, Jeremia, Paul, Bae, Maël, Kaoula, and the other ones who commented in the chat, thank you for your comments. I hope you've had some first answers to your question, and we'll get back to the question at the end of the presentation. A few words about our alumni from the IEM Master. I already mentioned Jean-Christophe Lambert, the fourth on the first line, who built Ascendance Flight Technology. We have entrepreneurs, and you can become entrepreneurs. You will have all the tools in this master to start your company. I already mentioned Julie Aubert, Charlotte Brenac, Nicolas Guibal, the co-founders of ELDA Technology. They started as a Fil Rouge project, and now they're a real startup. But we also have people working in big organization. Crisis Solenra Hérisson is at the European Space Agency. Léa Kierbel is in Dassault Systèmes. We have alumni working in a diversity of positions that you wouldn't find usually or generally an engineer. Okay, Alexandre Lemaitre is a consultant in innovation. Pablo Schmidt is a business consultant, for instance. So this is what I mentioned in the beginning of the presentation. You have a variety of situations, and we also know that your career will be very rich, and you will change regularly from one challenge to another. If we just look at Annalise Faure, she started her first company based on our Fil Rouge project 2 years ago, and she successfully transitioned in as an employee in a growing startup. So they already changed jobs, still working on innovative projects. And if we move on to the next slide, we have Caroline presenting the application process.
Thank you so much, Romain, for all this explanation, very useful. So now we'll talk about the application process. So if you want to embark with us and join us next September, please note that this program is dedicated to young graduates without any professional experience, but also to experienced professionals. I think we had a question about someone who is a professional pilot. So yes, you can apply for this program because it's okay. We recruit various profiles. The most important is your career project and your motivation, and to explain why this is this very specific programs that you want to join. In terms of degree prerequisite, you have to hold a master's degree or equivalent, so an engineering degree or business school degree or university degree. We also accept bachelor's degree, but you have to justify of 3 years of significant professional experience. And something which is very specific to the IEM Advanced Master is that we don't require any scientific background. So if you want to apply, the application is only online. There is no interview, no test. On the application website, you just have to pay attention to select the acronym MGPIE, which is the previous name of the IEM Advanced Master. So in order to apply, you will just have to provide some documents, classical documents. We expect you to provide a resume as well as a cover letter. Both have to be in English. We also expect you to provide a copy of your highest diploma, or if you're still a student, to provide a certificate of enrollment. We also expect transcripts for the last 3 years of studies. We understand it can be difficult for professionals who have been studying a long time ago, but it's not a problem. If you have some question about this, you can contact us and we'll find solutions. We also asked for 2 letters of recommendation. We recommend to provide a letter of recommendation from an academic and also from a professional, a mentor of an internship, for example. For professional, again, you can't provide any academic letter of recommendation. So two letters from managers or colleagues, for example, will be accepted. The program is in English, and you will meet many students coming from all over the world. So it's very important for us to ensure that you have the minimum level required to follow the program. So you can provide one of these tests. You see the list here and the minimum score to achieve. This test must have been taken after January 1st, 2021. If you don't have the valid test at this time, you can apply anyway. You don't have to wait for the official score. You can provide the convocation to your future test instead. Special request for professionals. We will ask you to provide your job contract, or if you are unemployed, a proof of this situation. Special documents, again, for foreign applicants living in France. You will be required to provide a residence permit or proof of registration in France Travail if you are unemployed. We may ask you as well to provide your income tax in order to determine the amount of the tuition fees you will have to pay. The application fee to validate your application online is €100.
Caroline,
Yes.
do you mind if I add something here?
No, of course. Any advice?
Yes. A very important point. We ask a transcript for the last 3 years. If you don't have the best marks in the best institutions, we don't care, because we know people who will transform the world, will change things, are not always the best students. However, we are looking for very specific skills. The first one is we want you to be fully committed to the program and to your team for the Fil Rouge project. So be careful if you plan to just attend courses and do nothing outside of courses, just listening. This program is not made for you. We want you, if you want to become a change maker, we want you to start managing, working on managing project, working and building things in the program. Second advice, you also need to be open to new horizons, cultures, and perspectives. You will be in a class of people from different countries in the world, and this is a first cultural change, and you will be taught things that most likely are very far from what you've been taught so far. So you need to be open-minded on this topic. Otherwise, this program is not made for you. And last but not least, you need to have strong interpersonal skills. If you want to work alone, if you like to be alone and to build projects alone and to work on a subject on your own, that's fine, but it's not adapted to this master, because we think that great things and great projects are built by great teams. And in this master, some alumni can tell you the same. You will build a professional network for life. So you need strong interpersonal skills. Thank you.
Thank you, Romain. So the schedule to apply, next application deadline is the 26th of February. So you have almost 3 weeks to complete your application online. But anyway, we have a free session after this one, so no stress, but the sooner you apply, the better. About tuition fees for this very program, the tuition fees are 17,000 euros for European applicants. However, we give reduced tuition fees for students, for example. So the reduced tuition fees are 13,500 euros. And for non-European applicants, the tuition fees are 19,000 euros. Unfortunately, we don't have any scholarship, any possibilities of funding for these programs. Only maybe for unemployed applicants who live in France. So if you are in this case, and if you need more information about it, please contact my colleague, Jessica Alix, who is in charge of professionals. Okay, so the presentation comes to an end. This is the time for the Q&A session. So do you have any question? I've seen some questions, for example, for Romain. Romain, is there any possibility to conduct a project in the innovation department?
So, if I understand well the question, we have research departments here at SUPAERO, and when you have your Fil Rouge project, which is the project that you will work on during 6 months here at SUPAERO, many teams work closely with the research departments here at SUPAERO to get some help, to get some technical expertise, to access the machines and the technical labs that are here at SUPAERO. And obviously, you also have access to the Innov space, if this is what you mentioned, where you have both the Fab Lab to build your prototype and the incubator get some expertise.
Thank you, Romain, for this answer. So previously, we had received some questions from some of you. Someone asked about the size of the classes. So classes are from 5 students to 20 students. In fact, it is a very strong asset of the program since you are a small cohort and you benefit from a very tailored support from everybody here at ISAE-SUPAERO. We also have a question about the percentage of foreign students. So far, this program was taught in French. So we don't have many students coming from foreign countries, or it was students speaking French. But this is the aim of this program, which will be taught in English next September. This is to welcome students coming from all over the world.
There is an interesting question in the chat. Do we owe something to SUPAERO besides recognition if we build a startup company and keep working on it after the master? So the short answer is no. You don't owe anything to SUPAERO besides recognition. If you become a billionaire with your startup, it's your project. We have no intellectual property on your project. But personally, I count on you to come back in the master to teach, or at least to present your project to the next generations of students, so that they get inspired by what you did.
Thank you.
And you have already some teachers in the master that are graduates from the master, because it's been running. It was a different focus at the time, but it has been taught this program for 20 years, no, Caroline, something like that?
Yes, effectively. This is one other question we received before the webinar. Is this program new? In fact, this program is the result of the evolution of a previous program, which was called Project Management, which has been existing for decades. And in fact, this new version, the IEM program, is oriented on innovation. It was created, it has evaluated on 2019. And the aim was to meet, in fact, the industry's need. So there is a big group of alumni related to the management, the Grand Projet and the IEM Advanced Master. You will benefit of a huge network from this program. Any other question? Sylvain, we talk about, okay.
There was from the application form, there was a question: is it possible to enter the master's program after working for 1 year after the engineering degree?
Yes, of course. As we told before, this kind of program is dedicated both to professional and to young graduates. So if you have 1 year of professional experience, you're welcome. We will be happy to have you in the program. However, you have to pay attention to the fact that the tuition fees will not be the same. Effectively, as mentioned before, there is a normal tuition fees, and there are reduced tuition fees for students. So if you have 1 year of professional experience, you may pay a little bit more the tuition fees. Was it clear? I hope so. Okay.
Perfectly. Are there any other questions?
Someone asked if the letters of recommendation were mandatory. Yes, it's a very important element in your application file. It will provide useful information to the admission committee. We recommend highly to provide 2 letters of recommendation. However, if you only have one, your application will be examined by the admission committee. Any other question? Is there something you want to add, Romain? That's something that you deem is useful?
No, I think we're done. Just to tell you that if you apply and if you are selected to join this master, you will live an adventure and it will build strong links. This is a discussion that I had with an alumni 2 weeks ago, and she mentioned that she worked at the beginning of the year. We have collective intelligence courses, soft skills courses to get to know each other. So it builds a real spirit of promotion, and a few years down the line, they still are in contact and they have been together, very, very closely linked, and we enjoy seeing this. Is there?
We have a question from Maël. Hello, Maël. We already know each other. You want to know, we still have a lot of free spots after the 2 first sessions of admissions? Yes, no worries. We still have places available within the programs. The program, sorry. I just need something else, Romain?
No, this is it. I look forward to meeting the new promotion.
So do I. Okay, I'm just checking if we have any other questions that we haven't answered yet. I don't think so. This is your last chance to ask questions. Don't hesitate, we are here for this. Anyway, you have our contacts. So in case you are a professional, you can contact Jessica, Alix. In case you are a young graduate, you can contact me. Don't hesitate. We are here to provide you all the needed information about the contents, about we can provide you with contacts of alumni. We can provide you some advice to apply. So don't hesitate. If we don't have any other questions, I think we will say goodbye. So thank you for your attention. We hope to see you soon on our campus, and I invite you to have a look at this movie which presents our campus at ISAE-SUPAERO, campus and activities. Thank you to everyone. Thank you, Romain. Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you, Caroline.
As well.
Jessica.
And see you very soon. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
If life is an equation, we are all searching for our unknown variable. At ISAE-SUPAERO, this unknown variable, the motivation that drives us, is our ambition to shape the world of tomorrow. This drives us to explore, to create, to innovate, all at the heart of the capital of the European aerospace industry. It compels us to master high technology, to use everything that physics has to offer, so we can defy gravity. This mission has made us a world leader in aerospace engineering higher education. Together, we go beyond boundaries. At ISAE-SUPAERO, we work together to transform excellence into expertise, aspirations into accomplishments, passion into pride. To this aim, we rely on the wealth of talents of our staff and students, and on the quality and diversity of our programs. Our drive for excellence, shared with the most successful corporations and with our prominent partners, has an international impact. Because the realm of possibilities is always expanding. Because research and engineering are a collective endeavor. We are heirs to the vision of the industrial pioneers. building on their foundations, molded and inspired by them. The values we share forge who we are and the people we will become. If life is an equation, if searching for our unknown variable means shaping our future, then let us reach for the stars and seize the keys to create the world of tomorrow.